Hello everyone, here we have something a little bit on the whole set disintegrates. I have a wonderful thing that's just turned up in the post. It's a brand new PC from Xenta, UK brand. It's a pre-assembled machine and you can see a pretty big box. Let's open up and see what we got inside, because I think it'll be, well, I'm quite excited. It's taken me a while to get my hands on one of these. Let's have a look, shall we? Apologies for the tight crop. Don't have a lot of room where I generally record, and this is a pretty big box. You can see some shelves behind, but this is just where the table's set up today. I normally have it in a slightly better location, but today it will do. Also, the audio quality won't be great because I have no audio treatments currently in this room at all. So it's a very big glass. Cardboard noises. But as I stated, this is a machine from Zenta, UK brand. They are a small company that builds cheap pre-assembled machines. Emphasis on cheap. Not a bad thing. What have we got in here? Oh, some antennas. I've purchased many machines from them over the years. There are some things I would like to do when I get one of these, which is what I'm going to go through now. I think that's the manual. It's crammed in there. CD. Oh, good grief, that's really crammed in there. But it's just the manual. As you can see, it comes with a Zoostorm B550MK micro ATX board. And in here itself, as you can see, is the machine. Now, as I was saying, what I generally like to do, let me get this out of here first actually. They are very basic, as you can see, no even optical drive in here. But there are a few things I want to do before I even well, plug it in and use it really. First thing is always open the damn thing up. Because they're cheap. Once again, don't hold that against them. Everything gets a little bit quickly made. I mean, not exactly high quality case. Very early 2000s cheap case, isn't it really? Let's take a quick look inside and shall we? Let's have a better look at some of these parts and how it's been put together. We have a rather cheap fan here by ID cooling. It sits on pretty much what appears to be the stock heatsink, maybe slightly larger, can't quite see from here, but it actually is a fan that's bigger than the heatsink, so don't know on cooling performance, but I'm sure it'll be adequate. It is unfortunately only 3-pin, so it'll be interesting to see how the if it can be sped up, slowed down and set to a quiet mode or silent mode or anything like that, but we'll see. I have my doubts. That will probably have to be replaced. I think this whole machine is going to get moved to a new case at some point, because this is well, very cheap. We have over here a 240GB Maxter hard drive. I'll post some pictures of close-up shots of this. And we have here an Icono, I'm assuming Icono, 300 watt PSU. Also very cheap. Clearly you can see not modular, but it should do the job just fine. The case is a very simple affair. We've got a power button on top, USB 2 and USB 3 port, or coming down in this not very well presented wire loom, that looks like it's meant to be stuck on somewhere. And there is a sticky pad on the top, which is apparently lost its stickiness. Down here, which you can see, is a full-length PCI Express slot with a Wi-Fi card in. That's probably going to come out as well, because this machine does not need Wi-Fi. It's all gets hardwired in. No M2 SSDs in here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit dark. Maybe we can adjust the light a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better, but shadow. Down here we have RAM. We've got 2 sticks of 8 gig each of Corsair's value RAM. I did check. This is actually in the right slots. I've had machines from them before where it's not. So if you buy a machine from Zenta, double check that it's actually in the right slots for dual channel mode. And we have 2 unpopulated PCI Express 1X slots down here. Now this is, as mentioned before, the Asus Prime B550MK. It's a very sparse board. A bit larger than I personally would like, but at the end of the day I bought this machine as a quick, cheap machine to replace my current working machine. And it's just a bonus that it comes with AMD Ryzen 7 Pro 4750G, so that's just a nice bonus. But all in all, at first glance, it all seems okay, which is pretty good. So I haven't turned this on yet. As you can probably see down here, the LEDs have lit up for the board. It's got your typical Asus or Asus LED strip going down the bottom. Set to breathing mode, I can see. I gotta guess. We can see if we can change that. So let's quickly turn this on, shall we, and see. I've got a horrible feeling this is an LED fan, but let's see. Ah, definitely is an LED fan. A very loud LED fan. Let's see if that slows down. Was that the PSG making that? Hang on. No, it's definitely that. Okay, so we got a rather loud fan. Now, before we get started, I'm going to pop into the BIOS and update the BIOS to the latest version. We'll just check. It looks like it's running on version 1.1. I'm going to quickly update that before we get going. Right, let's get some things swapped out then. I'm going to start with this Wi-Fi card. I'm going to take that out. I have no idea what it is. How to get this open. It's the thing with these cheap cases. You have to. Oh, I see. The screw is on this side. Let's just take that out. This should just, yeah, one of those cases where you got this metal bracket shield that blocks the PCI Express, the PCI slots. But out you come. What have we got here? We have a, never heard of add-on, but generic Wi-Fi card. Pretty basic thing. I'm sure it works just fine. Need Wi-Fi. It's nice that it came with it. Bit silly it was in that slot, but it is what it is. Anyway, get that out of the way. Pop that back on out very quick. I will be installing a graphics card into here because while that iGPU is perfect for what I need, I do have a fair few monitors to plug into my work machine. So I know the iGPU can support, I think it can support 3 monitors. Not all boards have that many ports on the back, but I need a few more than that, so I'll be putting in maybe a GT1030 in here. We'll see what I've got lying around. Okay, one thing first, always unplug the power before messing with your machine. I did not do that. So next, let's get this very cheap power supply out. Let's make sure we unplug every power connector. Let's unplug that. Unplug the CPU power, which is kind of wrapped around there, and the ATX motherboard power should be wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come on. Ow. There we go, with us out. There we go. That's quite a tight fit. And all of this has been cable tied together, as you can see. So we need to very quickly address that. That's one. Is there any others, or is it just the one? It appears to be just the one. There we go. Not well, I don't know what I want to do about actual cable management in this case. Oh, there seems to be space behind the board. Now we'll see what we can do. First of all, let's get this out. In another project I have, which doesn't really require a decent power supply. It's actually my arcade cabinet, but this will be going in there. Very simple. Nice to see it's got a nice big fan on it. It looks very basic. Does the job though, I assume. Not quite what I want in here, because it would be nice to be able to put some more stuff in here later. Hard drives and graphics cards and things. And 300 watts doesn't really give you a lot of headroom. Plus those things tend to fail for almost no damn reason. So let me go get the other power supply. Now what's going in here is a little bit old, but it will do the job, and it's better than what I just took out. Is a Coolermaster GX Bronxe 450 watt. Like I say, it's a little old, if you can see that. Max power is 450. 12 volt is 420, which is much more than the 250 in the previous one. So gives me a little bit of headroom. Plus these are less likely to fail, and it's more power efficient. Even though it's older, I suspect this will draw less power. So let's pop this in. Also, shame it's not modular, but well, whatever. It will do. Like I said, this is probably going into a different case in the near future, but for now I need this computer for my job for Monday morning, and I'm unfortunately recording this on a Sunday night. No time like the present. Though I will need to get a new fan, because since this is my work machine, that's going to drive me mad. That is way too loud for a machine where I have to sit at all day and concentrate. Let's get this all screwed back in. I think I'm going to have to take the whole board out to tidy this up, but there we go. Good enough just to test it. So let's pop that back in. Let's turn it back on. Make sure everything is not touching the fan. Hey! There we go. So, Wi-Fi card gone. PSU changed. I've already checked the RAM. I need to get this in there. which I should have done, but right then, but that'll do. So there we go, that's done. So that's generally what I do with a Zenta PC. Try and change the PSU if you can. Not, you have to do it straight away because the one it comes with is fine, but it is a cause of concern. I wish they wouldn't use such. Well, if you can use a cheap PSU, at least get one that's higher rated. They're less likely to blow up. That one's only got a 250 watt rating. Well, 240 watt on the 12 volts. While this machine itself should only really draw 100 watts max. Over time, these become less efficient. So when you turn a machine on, you get like a spike in usage. So that's the time when the machine blows up. And with these cheap PSUs, they have like no safety features. So when they go, they normally end up taking a few of your components with it. I mean, I know some boards now, especially from Asus and stuff, have protection built in, but it normally means that your board gets killed, but at least it saves your parts. Though I have had times where tracks have been completely burnt out, straight to the CPU. CPU's dead, RAM's dead, everything's dead. So it's not a rule of thumb these days where it's still protected. I've had that happen very recently. So if you can, first thing to upgrade, change in these computers, is to get a bronze rated or just an 80 plus rated PSU from a reputable supplier. Be careful of eBay and Amazon marketplaces and things like that, because the 80 plus rating has been known to be fake on some of the lesser known brands, mainly from China and things like that, so be careful. But first thing to replace is that you should be looking to pay about £30 to £40 for a very basic PSU, so do that first. Of course, like I said, check the RAM. You might want to change the heatsink and fan because that is very loud. Same with a PMW 4-pin. Your sanity will thank you. And of course, you've got some space here to upgrade like more hard drives and stuff. This board itself comes with 4 SATA ports, and it's nice to see they've used a decent, if cheap, board. The case is very basic. It has space for an optical drive, doesn't come with one. I will be putting in this Samsung drive for the pure reason, the fact that I still need an optical drive for some things that I do. I've been using an external one and it's been a pain. This is a Blu-ray drive, don't really need Blu-rays, but it is a SHB 123, which means, if any of people in the know, that this can actually rip PS3 games, which is incredibly useful, and that's what I've been using it for recently. So that's going in this machine, and it'll be pulling double duty for my work optical drive and ripping PS3 games. So that's that. But for now, that's it. I'll do a video on the CPU later. That's just a quick look at this Xenta machine and the quality of it. And it is cheap, but cheap and cheerful. Gets the job done. So if you're on a budget and just need a basic machine to get something up and running quick, certainly check them out. Xenta and Zoostorm are 2 brands in the UK that produce cheap machines. Novitech also do them, so it's worth checking them out as well. So yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. If it's a no-name brand, doesn't always mean it's bad. They might be cut corners, of course, but it's not bad. So I'll leave it on that note, and thank you for watching. Please watch some of my other videos, like, subscribe, comment below. Any questions about this machine? I know the audio quality is crap on this video today. I have not been able to treat the room where I record, and this is a very hastily put together video because I need this machine. I just wanted to show that it existed, that it worked, and I will be doing more videos with this board, probably a review, and this CPU later. I also need to get another CPU to replace the 4350G, but that's another video for another time. So for now, goodbye, have fun, and thank you for watching.